Here is something nobody is going to say to you at work tomorrow. Your boss does not want you to get rich. Not because they hate you, not because they are evil, but because the moment you understand how money actually moves in this country, you become very difficult to keep at a desk for 40 hours a week. So they never explain it to you. And that silence is costing you everything. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see your paycheck completely differently, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let me ask you something. How long have you been working? 5 years, 10 years, maybe more. Now think about this honestly. Are you significantly closer to financial freedom today than you were when you started? Or are you just better at affording the same month over and over again? Most people, if they are being honest with themselves, are running in place. Faster maybe, but still in the same spot. And the reason is not that they are not working hard enough. The reason is that they are playing a game that was never designed for them to win. Here is the game. When you take a job, you enter into a very specific kind of agreement. You give your time, they give you money, and that sounds fair on the surface. But look closer. The moment you hand over your time, it is gone. You cannot get it back. You cannot sell it twice. You cannot invest it or multiply it. You traded it for a fixed amount and the transaction is closed. Now look at what happens on the other side of that desk. Your employer takes your time, your skill, your energy, and they put it into a system. That system produces output. That output has value that goes far beyond the hour you sold, and they own all of it. The product, the process, the profit. You got a paycheck. They got an asset. And here is the part that should keep you up at night. When that system grows, they grow with it. Their net worth goes up. Their options expand. Their freedom increases. But when you get older, when you slow down, your value in that agreement starts to shrink. Because the agreement was never about you. It was always about what you could produce for their system. You were never a partner. You were always a resource. Now some people hear that, and they get angry. Do not get angry, get strategic. Because here is what most people miss. The game is not rigged in a way that locks you out. It is rigged in a way that only punishes you if you never learn the rules. And the rules are not a secret. They are just never taught in the schools that were built for working-class kids. Think about taxes for a second. Right now, if you earn a salary, the government takes their share before you even see the money. You get what is left after. That is the deal for workers. But if you own a business, you pay your expenses first, your operations, your tools, your costs, and you only pay tax on whatever is remaining after all of that. Owners spend first, then they get taxed on what is left. Workers get taxed first, then they spend what is left. Same country, same laws, two completely different financial realities. Or think about debt. Most people borrow money to buy things that lose value the moment they own them. A new car, a vacation, a phone upgrade. The wealthy borrow money to buy things that generate income, a rental property, a business, an asset that pays for itself while it grows. They use the bank's money to build wealth, and the thing they bought with that money pays the bank back. That is not luck. That is not connections. That is just understanding how the system actually works and using it instead of being used by it. So what do you do with this? The first thing you need to do is stop believing that more income from your job is the answer. Getting a raise does not change your position. It changes your comfort level, and comfort is the most expensive thing you will ever buy because it makes you stop building. The people who break out of the cycle do not do it by working harder at their jobs. They do it by taking a portion of what their job pays them and using it to build something outside of their job, something that earns without their daily presence, something they own. It does not have to be large to start. A small digital product, a rental room, a dividend-paying investment you leave alone, one client for a skill you already have. The size does not matter at the beginning. What matters is the shift. Because once you have even one thing generating income without your direct time attached to it, your entire thinking changes. You stop seeing money as something you earn and spend. You start seeing it as something you deploy. And that one mental shift is worth more than any raise your employer will ever give you. Here is the cold truth about where most people end up. They spend the best years of their life building someone else's dream, showing up, performing, delivering, and when it is over, when the body slows down and the company no longer needs what they have, they are handed a retirement package and a thank you card. And they realize too late that they were always replaceable. But the system they helped build keeps running without them. It keeps generating, it keeps compounding. You do not have to be that story. But you have to decide right now that you are going to learn a different way to play, not harder, differently. This is sovereign mind wealth. We do not do motivation here. We do not do feel-good content designed to make you press like and move on with the same life. We teach strategy, cold, clear, patient strategy, the kind that does not make noise but builds quietly in the background while everyone else is still trading their best hours for someone else's bottom line. If this is the kind of thinking you want more of, subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Every video on this channel is designed to give you one more piece of the game that nobody handed you growing up. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because the people in your circle who figure this out early will live completely different lives than the ones who never do. The question is never whether the information is out there. The question is whether you are willing to do something with it. I will see you in the next one.